how you are making the problem more real. Hello, I'm Glenyce Hughes. I get to travel this beautiful planet, house and pet sitting, along with facilitating people and creating their dreams come true. How the heck did I get so lucky? Yeah, so how you are making problems more real, making more problems is, and I mean, I say you, but of course I'm part of that, is the solidification of the energy with it. So what happens is we have something show up that we don't like. So let's say we get a big bill in the mail, and then we solidify it as a problem. We go, this shouldn't be the way it is. This is awful. This is horrible. I don't have the money for this. I'm going to have to get kicked out of my house. We add so much energy, and this is really solid, dense energy to the problem, which then creates more of the problem. And I would say we're trained to do this. Like if you look back into your childhood, whoever you grew up with, whoever was around, that's probably what they were doing. Now, if they weren't, please celebrate that. Please be very grateful. And if they were, it doesn't mean you can't change it. It doesn't mean you can't choose differently. But just recognize that you're not wrong for doing that. You're not wrong for having the habit of that. It's about changing it now. It's about recognizing it and then changing it. And so for some people, it is really looking at, being present with what they're doing in that moment of recognizing when you're going down that rabbit hole, when you're making something heavier and heavier and heavier. And that isn't always easy to do because sometimes we have the habit of the heaviness. What we have is what I call familiar energy. And so familiar energy is depending on what we've done, what choices we've made, how much of this sort of work we've done on ourselves to change things. Familiar energy can be a really heavy energy. So we can be so used to being in the heaviness of the problem that we don't even recognize we're in it. And so for some people, it's just starting to be aware of that you're in it. For some people, maybe they've done a lot of self-work and that's really shifted. So now it's maybe another level of presence of when you're doing it, when you don't even recognize it. So this could be where it's just self-talk. So maybe you're not verbally saying it, but in your mind, you're going, oh, wow, this is such a problem and this is going to be a problem for a long time and I won't be able to fix this problem. And, so you don't recognize it because it's not verbal, but energetically it's there. So it's just starting to really pay attention to that and really shifting it. Now, I don't mean that you should bypass when there's something, like a problem or something like that, or pretend it's not there or make it positive. That's not what I'm saying at all. What we want to do is recognize when we're solidifying it. So if you got that big bill, it's not like throw it away and it won't be there. You get the big bill and then you can turn it into, okay, so even something as simple as what else is possible with this, like turn it to that. What I love is affirmations, which is where we basically ask why questions. Like in that case, what I would do is I'd say, why is it always so easy for me to pay my bills? Why do I always have way more money than the bills? Why does money just flow to me so easily? So I turn it to those sorts of questions because those are lighter for me. So I'm not pretending that bill isn't there. I'm not disassociating from it. I'm actually just tapping into my creative energy, opening up the lightness, and then that's when the possibilities can start to show up. Maybe I'll have an idea of maybe phoning the company that the bill came from and talking to them about it, and maybe they would forgive half, or they would give me longer to pay it, or maybe I would tap into a creative idea that I could offer in my business that would easily pay it, or there's just so many different things, but only from that expansive energy, only from that lightness. And if you haven't listened to this week's radio show, it is called something like Turn Back Time. And we'll have a link above or below for that. If you don't see it, just reach out. And it's all about when we have something go on, how we can turn back the time energetically in that moment to shift it, to kind of recreate what we would like it to be. So if you want more information about that psychic trick, you can go and check out the radio show this week. So just start paying attention to when you're solidifying a problem, when you're making it more real, more dense, and what you could be doing instead in terms of lighting it up, lightening it up, and asking why? Why? In terms of the questions you would like, not why do I always get big bills? We don't want that. Why is it so easy for me to pay this bill? Why is it so easy for me to have way more money than the bills that come in? Why am I so magical with money? Why does money flow to me with total ease? Just have some fun with that, guys. Have a great week. I look forward to chatting again soon.